So this will be section 0.3 equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. On reduce / enlarge. Okay. So section 0.3, reduce fractions, reduce, enlarge. So the first thing you need to know is what an equivalent fraction is. An equivalent fraction are two fractions with the same value. That's an equivalent fraction. Two fractions with the same value. So go ahead and draw two small circles right underneath your equivalent fractions. And on the one on the left, go ahead and cut that pi in half and just write 1/2. And just lightly shade that half. Okay? Then on this side, go and write 2/4 for your fraction. And cut this pi in half once and cut it in half twice. And then go and lightly shade. Just lightly shade. Okay? So these two are equivalent fractions. 1/2 is equal to 2/4. And you can see using your pi's. Now, with your equivalent fractions, you need to know what your numerator is. So on fractions, you have a number called a numerator. The numerator is the top number of a fraction, showing how many parts and underline that there are out of a whole. So your numerator is the top number of a fraction showing how many parts there are out of a whole. Your example is, I'm going to write example 1/3. And just draw an arrow next to the 1. Your 1 is your numerator. Now the other half of your fraction is called your denominator. Your denominator, it's a pretty cool term. Denominator is the bottom number of a fraction. The bottom number of a fraction showing how many parts in total. And go ahead and underline how many parts in total. That's your denominator. And once again, just go and write EX for an example. And write 1/3, 1/3. Just draw an arrow to that bottom number. That is your denominator. Okay, that's your denominator. So when you're looking at your fractions, there are 3 easy steps to reduce or enlarge fractions. Okay? There are 3 easy steps. Now that you know what a fraction is, you know what your numerator, you know what your denominator is. What's step 1? Well, step 1 is see if your given numerators or denominators are going up or down in value. Okay, step 1. Just see if your given numerators or denominators are going up or down in value. Well, what's step 2? Well, from left to right, if numbers go down, in value, divide. Divide. If numbers go down in value, divide. If numbers go up in value, multiply. Multiply. So if numbers go up in value, you multiply. And of course, use fact families. Use fact families. So from left to right, if numbers go down in value, divide. If numbers go up in value, multiply. And use fact families. Okay? And your last step, step number 3, multiply or divide your missing numerator or denominator by that found number. So whatever number you find, go ahead and multiply or divide your missing numerator or denominator by that found number. Now put a little star next to this hint. This is going to be helpful. You need to know this hint, okay? Because you'll run across this. You'll see this. If, go ahead and write if your left side fraction is not given, multiply, and you can just abbreviate multiply, or divide from right to left using fact families. So if your left side fraction is not given, multiply or divide from right to left using fact families. So let's go and see a couple examples. So on the back of your paper, right there we go. Just go and write number 1. And your first example is 2 over 6 equals 1 over blank. Okay? So number 1, step 1 says, see if your given numerators or denominators are going up or down in value. Well, we know that our numerators are given to us because we're missing one denominator. So we look at our numerator, and, well, is your numerator from left to right, is it going up or is it going down in value? Well, it's going down in value. So if it's going down in value, we divide. 2 divided by blank will give you 1. Well, we know that anything divided by itself will give you 1. So that answer is going to be 2. So we use that 2. We found out that 2 is our given number. So step 2, since we go down in value, we divide. And given our number that we found, now we go 6 divided by 2, since that's our given number. And that gives you 3. So your answer is 3. So 2 over 6 equals 1/3. So let's take a look at another example, number 2. So number 2, your example for number 2 is 6 over 8 equals blank over 4. Well, step 1 says to see if your given numerators or denominators are going up or down in value. Well, we're given 2 denominators, and is your denominator 8 to 4 going up or down in value from left to right? Well, it's going down. So we know we have to do divide. 8 divided by what will give you 4? Well, we know that using our division, we have 2. We know that our given denominators, 8 divided by 2, will give you 4. So now we do 6 divided by 2, and that gives you 3. So 3 is the answer to the top of that fraction. So 6 over 8 equals 3/4. So let's take a look on number 3. So go and write number 3, okay? And go and write 24 over blank equals 6 over 5. Well, step 1 says, see if your given numerators or denominators are going up or down in value from left to right. But remember, if the left side is not given, then what we do is multiply, divide from right to left. So we have 6 times what will give you 24. 6 times what gives you 24. Well, we know that 6 times 4 gives you 24. So we do the same for the denominator. 5 times 4 gives you 20. So your answer is 20. So you have 24 over 20, and that gives you, and it's equal to 6 over 5. So let's try one more example. Number 4. Number 4 is blank over 7 equals 6 over 21. So step 1 says, see if your given numerators or denominators are going up or down in value. Well, we know that our denominators are going up in value. But remember the hint right here, if your left side fraction is not given, multiply, divide from right to left. So 21 divided by, since we're going down in value, divided by blank gives you 7. Well, we know that 21 divided by 3 gives you 7. So plug that in for your missing digit up here. 6 divided by 3 gives you 2. So your answer is 2. Then you can just rewrite 2 over 7 equals 6 over 5. So go ahead and try on your own. Just draw a line. Go ahead and try numbers 1, 2, and 3 on your own. Number 1 is 1 over 3 equals blank over 18. Number 2 is 12 over 20 equals blank over 5. And number 3 over here is 24 over blank equals 4 over 5. Go ahead and try 1, 2, and 3 on your own.